Good evening, folks. Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Happy Saturday tonight, November 12th, 2022. The Akeem theme. Join me. Good evening, folks. I'm Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Tonight, the Akeem theme. I want to talk about a gentleman who recently left the city of Yonkers to get a job with the state. And while he has special privileges here in Yonkers, may not be working out too well elsewhere. Good evening, folks. I'm Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics. Happy Saturday night. Sorry, coming on late. I was getting some information that I wanted to include, so I wanted to take my time. Good evening, folks. Listen, I'm getting a lot of stuff now. People are really upset. People are really upset about this term limit thing. They really are, man. Like, the city council is just completely saying, we don't care. We're going to do whatever we want. We're going to give you like a millisecond to speak, and then hush up. We're going to do what we do. Akeem Jamal. Who is Akeem Jamal? If you don't know, Akeem Jamal is the former aide to the mayor of the city of Yonkers. Also, at one point, the director of communications here in the city of Yonkers. I recently heard that he moved up to work with Kathy Hochul, making $200,000 a year. But today, I'm learning that he went over to Governor's Island and an authority there, and I'll tell you more about that, where it's not going well. They're questioning, why is he even here? Why is he even there? He's not qualified, right? So Akeem is from Yonkers, obviously. This is an article from Yonkers Tribune. The guy has been quiet lately. Is that due to the Mike Cater lawsuit, has he? Been real quiet, real quiet. Akeem was a Yonkers high school graduate who went to work for the city straight out of high school. Straight out of high school. He went to work for the city, became the aide to the mayor, where he was making, I believe, like 20-something, maybe $40-some-thousand a year. But he gradually, in a short amount of time, increased his salary, even when he had a scandal. Like, this wouldn't happen for most of us. Like, we don't get this lucky, right? We don't get to just go out to a bar. I mean, look, even the DPW guy, well, he killed someone. But we don't get to go out, drink, drive the wrong way down Central Avenue, crash into a car, hurt somebody, and get promotions. We don't get that, especially when we didn't even go to college. I'm just saying, right? No, I mean, we just don't get that. This is just not normal. And so this kid is not living in reality. I could only imagine where his mind's at. And I've actually recently seen him driving a Tesla down Lockwood. Akeem Jamal was involved in an accident after leaving a bar partying with city officials. That's right. Yonkers Deputy Communications Director Akeem Jamal was involved in a head-on crash on Sunday that left him and another driver with a not life-threatening injury. Jamal, 22. Kid is 22. He's already the Deputy Communications Director, right? 22. Had been operating a BMW in the wrong direction when he collided with another vehicle driven by a 53-year-old Wappingers Falls resident. Now, how many people drive up and down Central Avenue? I know I do very often. And many times I may have my kids with me. And so imagine having to deal with this guy coming head on, driving the wrong way because he's drunk. But it's not only that he was drunk. He wasn't only just drunk. We know what else was going on there. That's probably why they hid it. That's why they covered it up. Approximately at 4:47 a.m., officials, although I wouldn't be with my kids at 4:47, officials responded to the accident on Central Park Avenue at Palmer Road. Oh, it's right there. What happened? You lost control trying to swerve onto Central Ave from Palmer. You know, that curve can get you there. and the other driver had a non-life-threatening head and bodily injuries when they were brought to a local trauma center. This summer, Mike Spano appointed Jamal as the city's deputy communications director. He had been a member of the mayor's administration since January of 2015. Oh, he does have a degree. Actually, he went to get a degree, but Jamal is also a product of Yonkers Public School and holds a Bachelor of Arts and degree from Fordham University. Bachelor of Arts degree. Is it in communication? Yeah, in communication, Fordham University. And you're going to waste it all? That was a stupid thing to do. You're lucky that you are connected, because most folks would have got in trouble, right? So Jamal, after he did all that, he got raises. He eventually would end up around like $90,000 a year as the deputy communications director, but he started out as an aide. And then he went to work somewhere else. He left the city making $90,000, even though he had this. But the guy said, I'm going to sue you, man. You're not going to get away with it. Man involved in alleged wrong-way crash with Yonkers mayoral aide sues his mother. What about the dad? What about the dad? And see, this is the thing about Yonkers, right? And when I've spoken about this, shit, man, I spilled my Red Bull. Missed my pants. Many family members have more than one individual working for the city. But some family members, this guy, Akeem, it was him, his dad, deputy commissioner of the IT department. These guys get top jobs. His mother works over at the Board of Education, I hear, and his sister has a part-time job but gets paid a full-time salary. Why is this kid so special? What is it about this family? What are they doing for certain individuals? That they all get jobs with the city, good jobs, and they get this stuff covered up. So this guy says, I'm going to sue. A lawsuit has been filed against mayoral aide Akeem Jamal over an alleged drunk driving. Alleged? No, it wasn't alleged. He was drunk. Wrong way crash in September. See how they covered it up? They want to say alleged. The guy was drunk. He was drunk. The victim of the crash, a 53-year-old man, Lawrence Patton of Wappinger Falls, is suing Jamal for what he describes as dangerous driving resulting in serious permanent injuries. The 7-page lawsuit submitted in Supreme Court said Jamal failed to obey the rules of the road and drove at a dangerous and excessive rate of speed. You see, he didn't add that he was drunk. And this is what's not okay. To the guy, I'm glad that you're okay, but you should have really pushed the issue, because this guy could do it again, right? What if he decided to do it again because he got away with it once, and now another individual ends up dead because he didn't learn his lesson? Remember the family, the people that died on the sprain? I was actually on the sprain when that happened. I was in the traffic, not too far from where it happened. They made a documentary. I think it was called What Happened to Aunt Diane or something like that. Very sad with the kids because someone was driving the wrong way. This woman was inebriated. She was drinking. And so this is not okay. And they get away with it. And so they worked something out to make sure that they didn't mention the fact that he was drunk. He was drunk, and he was probably, sources allegedly, I don't know, from what I'm hearing, it's alleged, there was some, sniffery involved, cocaine. There was powder up the nose. No, he wasn't arrested for the DUI. Look, you see, he's not suing him for alcohol. The lawsuit submitted says he failed to obey the rules of the road and drove at a dangerous and excessive rate of speed. Now, if he was drunk, he would have added that to the lawsuit because that would help the law out. You right? So that would be something that he would want to do, but for some reason he didn't, this guy that's suing him. And I want to know why. And he wasn't arrested for it. Well, Jamal is a lucky guy, like I said. He recently came up again in September of this year when someone, or a journalist actually, decided to investigate into his hiring. He was hired by what is it called? I don't know, Governor's Island, something, RIOC. I don't know what that means. RIOC added Akeem Jamal to its staff as an assistant vice president for communications in August. These guys get top jobs. And the salary range is projected at around $140,000. And there are great benefits, but Jamal does not meet the published minimum RIOC requirements. Roosevelt Island Committee, that's what it is, or something like that. He doesn't come close. So why was he hired? Ain't that something? We may have gotten it wrong back in February. You know what? Let me skip down to over here. Here are the requirements. Minimum of 7 years of experience with not less than 5 years in management role related to communications, public relations, and external relations, including government or nonprofit. Now, they gave him this job, right? They just moved him up in Yonkers, right? He didn't really do nothing. They just wanted to justify his salary. So he didn't really do anything. I mean, not too long ago, actually, before he left, I spoke with him on the phone. He was making appointments for the mayor. Is that directors of communication? Oh, is it because I did the podcast or whatever? Is that what it was? But I mean, you're taking appointments, dude. How are you a deputy? What deputy takes appointments? It sounded more like he was an assistant or an aide when I was told that he would be calling me. The successful candidate must have a broad range of skills, but above all, they must be curious, flexible thinkers who love learning new things, tackling challenges daily. Anything about drunk driving? Now, bachelor's degrees from an accredited college or university, journalism, communications, which he had, I guess, but they wanted 5 years of experience, which he didn't have. But he still got hired. He still got hired. This is unbelievable, right? And so this is just further proof. And I wanted to make sure that I start highlighting all these individuals and this, corruption and family and friends network, and how much they are taken care of. Look at this guy, his whole family. He drives drunk, and he still gets privileges that some of us or many of us work hard and we may not even get, even though we worked hard and we kept our records clean, right? And so that's not okay. So it makes me want to go drive drunk and say, screw it. Well, no, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. August changes. Quietly, the ROC hired Akeem Jamal as the assistant vice president for communications in August. It's not known whether our IOC, attentive board of directors, got involved, but the few Roosevelt Islanders who found out early on did so because his name showed up on the website under media inquiries. Because of the secrecy, we were late finding out about his history as an accused drunk driver and other unflattering reports. Here, listen to this, folks. Less than 3 years ago, after partying for hours with his boss, Yonkers Mayor Mike Spano, Jamal crashed into another driver while going the wrong way on a one-way thoroughfare at around 4:47, 5 o'clock. His blood alcohol level was measured far above the legal limit, according to the police. Jamal was injured seriously. So was the other driver, who was not charged but filed a reckless driving lawsuit against Jamal. It joined 2 others already pending over an earlier incident. And there were published concerns over Jamal's personal behavior on the job at Yonkers City Hall. Just a year after the drunk driving accusations, he flouted face mask wearing rules and was accused of being a super spreader. He was spreading COVID. Wow, he's a super spreader. According to new accounts, Jamal began working for the mayor when he was 18, apparently straight out of high school, assuming he graduated. Working full-time since then, he probably had not had time for college, although it says he went to college. But what did his LinkedIn profile or RIOC resume say? Were there claims on his LinkedIn profile that were, say, exaggerations? Oh, wow. Or outright falsehoods? If not, why take down a well-established profile at all? Keep in mind now that last year, Haynes fired a 17-year veteran, Erica Spencer, because a stale untruth was found on her resume from years before. So they're saying here because they fired people that were already in these positions, and they didn't know why. There was no real clear reason why they got rid of a bunch of these individuals. And the first person to be hired to replace these individuals was Akeem, and they didn't understand why. He wasn't qualified. Where did he come from? And he's got this, shady past. He's got this, drunk driving record or allegations because, look, the police didn't even, right? The guy didn't file it for drunk driving. Double standard, a drunk driver versus. So they fired the chief financial officer, John O'Reilly, because he had a beer over lunch with business associates, right? But yet they hire Akeem Jamal, who actually got involved in an accident because he was driving drunk. He drove the wrong way. I mean, this wasn't just, I turned a little too far left. No, you literally were going down the wrong way. Like, that's how people die, head-on collisions. Like, that should be attempted murder. Attempted manslaughter, I should say, maybe, right? Do you ever do your own research? I'm not even going to answer you, Brian Rubin. I don't even know who you are. And Brian Handjob. Why is everybody a hand job? What is this with this word hand job? I mean, you guys, what is it with this hand job? So the cops came to the scene, should be investigated for not arresting a drunk driver. Since when do they get to go home? Well, that happens quite often here, right? That happens. So, that's another thing. This guy's writing, and this is a guy that exposes corruption and stuff as well. They write about a lot of political stuff that's going on. And specifically on Roosevelt Island. Here's the Roosevelt Island, New York Daily News, in case anyone wants to go and research it themselves. Okay. He was arrested. And what happened after his arrest, Brian? I got a new guy here. This is a new troll. Brian Rubin is a new troll. R-U. Is this Ruros? Is this Ruros? Is that what the RU's about? Silly guy. Silly guy. I'm going to get to you next. Folks, that goes to show that certain individuals are very well blessed. They get perks beyond belief. I mean, his entire family is working for the city. Mom, dad, and sister. And he's getting squeezed into positions that he may not even qualify for. Or it doesn't seem that he qualifies for, right? So, folks, that's important to know. That just goes to further show the corruption that's going on, and which is why we have to vote for change here in the city of Yonkers. That's 3 other jobs that could have gone to other people. I mean, if you want to give him a job, fine. But then he's got 3 other family members as well. And that could have gone to 3 other individuals to spread the opportunities, spread the wealth, create more income equality. Income equality. Folks, another person sent me a video of a protest that Ruros had. I'm assuming he orchestrated this. I don't know. Maybe he knew about it or whatever. I would imagine that he probably created this. I mean, and folks, if you don't remember, at one point, Mr. Ruros from the Yonkers Voice was going head to head with Brian Harrod of the Yonkers Newswire. I mean, those guys were just going nasty at each other all over Facebook and everywhere else. Brian Harrod was calling Ruros pedo too because of his, the conviction. He pled guilty to sexual misconduct. I've shown you guys the paperwork and stuff. Brian Harrod had already put that stuff out. He was the first guy to put it out there, and he was going crazy with it, calling him pedo tube and pedophile and all that stuff. And so this is why I have issues and take issue with our elected officials who allow this individual inside school buildings, in and around children, or near around children at events that they do. It's not just me that's saying it. That Brian was saying it for a long time until they decided to join forces. But before that, they were enemies. He orchestrated the protest. So they're at his apartment, literally at his front door. That's his blue car right there, right? And now I love how Ruros likes to talk about stalking and all this. And he's going around lying and say that I went and knocked on his door, which I did not. But look at what he's done. This is what he did in front of a man's apartment. He literally got these people protesting out here with signs. Inside the man's car. And he posted this. Yet this man, Ruros, Ben Ruros, Rero, whatever his name is, Ben Rui Rose, loves to play victim now. He goes around playing victim, saying he's being harassed and stalked, lying and saying that I knocked on his door. The truth is, I went to go see John Cater. I saw him there. I pulled over. And I went to go see him. And he knows that I've seen John Cater there before because we met there, him and I, before. because he wanted to talk, or John wanted us to talk it out, because John thought that it'd be great for us to come together and combine our audiences. But guess what? I don't work with people that do what he does. I just don't. That's it. And when I find out the truth, that's it. And I found out, and that's it.
He in there.
This is a violation inside his man's car.
You don't want to come out, but I got some questions for him, though.
We all got questions.
I do too. But why are you doing this?
These people have sons.
Look at all these stupid people. Even people we didn't even expect.
Yeah.
Look.
I guess the entire neighborhood now knows is the person who lives next door.
So basically what they're saying is that Brian Harrod, who has listed a business that he owns, they're saying, why are you living in housing? You own it, you're running a business out of housing. You're taking up an apartment that someone else could be using if you're running a business. Ruros shows a woman here, a video. I don't know. See, Ruros must have been stalking him. So he shows a video of Brian Harrod at the DSS office requesting financial assistance and support. And he shows the lady the video of this. And he's saying, why is he here? He's running a business out of here. Right. And someone also states, and you listen to this, a man says in the video that he was also involved in some assault, sexual assault on a 14-year-old. Listen closely. And this is the guy that's going around, remember, posting my wife and everybody else and calling me all kinds of names. Remember, right? This is the guy. These are the guys. They're partners now. Pedos work together.
He needs to go.
Guys ready? Repeat after me. Hey, hey, ho, ho.
Hey, hey, ho, ho.
Brian Harrod has to go.
Brian Harrod has to go.
Hey, hey, ho, ho.
Hey, hey, ho, ho.
Brian Harrod has to go.
Imagine this at your front door.
Hey, hey, ho, ho.
Hey, hey, ho, ho.
Brian Harrod has to go.
Brian Harrod has to go.
Brian, come on out.
Look at this. Imagine this at your front door.
You ready, buddy? All right. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Brian Harrod has to go.
Brian Harrod has to go.
Yeah. Hey, hey, ho, ho.
Hey, hey, ho, ho.
Brian Harrod has to go.
Brian Harrod has to go.
The protester, right. Dangerous Connect. Dangerous Connect.
Can you explain the allegations?
Listen.
He's in Greenwich, Connecticut. He's allegedly
He has a door.
No, it's second floor.
yeah, he's allegedly participating in the rape and murder of a 14-year-old girl. He's also allegedly took part in installing cameras in girls' bathrooms. This is
Oh, that one.
yes, this is
Oh, that's how you go.
this is somebody that don't need to be living amongst children, let alone women.
So he says he participated, and Ruros from the Yonkers Voice put this up, did this. He says he participated in the rape and murder of a 14-year-old girl. Now, I don't even know about anything about that. I don't know. I'm just saying that's crazy. I don't even want to, joke about it or nothing like that. I don't know. But this guy is saying this about Brian Harrod. It's a fact that Ruros pled guilty to sexual misconduct with a child under the age of 16, a student of his at the karate school he once had. And there are other victims, because I've spoken to people who know the victims who just never came out, who Ruros, and I'm going to say because they're there, so I don't have no problem saying it, they're real, said that this has happened, and they just don't want to make a big, they didn't want to come out, whatever, it's happened, it was years ago, but they said this. And these individuals are allowed to be around children and allowed to go in our school buildings. Our elected officials allow this because Ruros and Brian together have a large audience. So they're more concerned with getting their message out so that they can then get voted in. They don't care about the safety of our children. But we should already know that, right? We should already know that. I just want to show really quick what Brian Ruros, I should say. There he goes, the man himself. He shows this woman here. This guy's stalking him. This is stalking Ruros.
I'm gonna check this man out myself. Because I will tell him. I will put him in his place. You're gonna give me your number and you're like this? Really?
Okay, isn't that him?
Yes, that's him.
Isn't that the welfare office?
Yes.
Okay.
Right there, Yonkers.
Right in Yonkers. He was there asking for food stamp and asking for $293 to pay his Connection bill that was about to be turned off. Now he claims to own Yonkers Newswire. He claims to own ABM Cleaning Service. Then why are you taking space for somebody who needs a house?
Yes. He's taking other people's money.
Exactly. He's taking your money from people who really need it. We just want a statement.
All right, enough of this. This is how petty this. I mean, listen, these individuals are just unbelievably, like, I don't know, folks, what to tell you. The city of Yonkers, there's something wrong with this place. Like, seriously. Like, this is real dysfunction. This is real dysfunction. So I don't want anyone ever to take anything that these two individuals say about anyone, especially me, serious. And my wife, seriously. Because this is unbelievable. This guy's stalking him. He's showing a woman a video that he took while, I guess, stalking Brian Harrod. And I'm not defending Brian. Trust me, I don't like the guy. But I'm just trying to point out the things that he's done, the level of pettiness, the length that he's gone to, because he's so angry that Brian Harrod told everybody about his sexual misconduct with a child. He doesn't want anyone to know that. And that is why he hates me. That is why he hates me. But you know what, Ruros, you were going to collude, and probably already and have, with elected officials to hurt me, my wife, my children, and our business. So I don't care about you. I have zero sympathy, empathy, anything for you. Anything. All right. And when we go to court, because you will be receiving letters, okay? Now that I know where you live, thanks for letting me know, right? You will be receiving, you're going to have to come out and say who those elected officials were, Ruros. Yeah, because I got you, brother. So either you're going to say, I'm going to perjure myself, or I'm going to just say who it was. Because, you know, those people ain't that important, Ruros. Don't perjure yourself for these elected officials. Who was it? It probably wasn't even elected. It probably was Zahi, maybe, in my opinion, allegedly, and everything else, right? So, checkmate. Checkmate. I'm not playing. I'm not playing. You thought I was Tasha? You thought it was Shanae? Who you thought I was? Definitely not them. And so, folks, this is why I want to point this out also. It's funny. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. It's dysfunctional. But it also serves to prove my point and, you know, what I'm going to be, you know, bringing to court when I, you know, file lawsuits against Municipal Housing Authority of the City of Yonkers, our City Council President, both in official and unofficial capacity, her Chief of Staff, Maria Wilson Kimball. Oh, yeah. Because they created and tried to set me up. They included my wife in a narrative of child pornography, that I was dealing in child pornography with my wife. So Brian Harrod lives in municipal housing. He gets special privileges now for what he does. He is a paid hitman, assassin. He's there to ruin reputations of anyone that speaks out against certain elected officials. He's there to squash dissonance, anything opposing any elected officials. He is there, Brian Harrod, along with the Yonkers Voice, they're there to benefit the elected officials. So they are important, and it's important that we identify this. Yonkers Tribune, he's been quiet now because of the Mike Cater lawsuit. Brian Harrod, you've completely made stuff up, but you really have nothing to get. I have nothing to gain from you. I'm just going to inconvenience you with a lawsuit, okay? And you're going to play a role, because I want to know who set you up to do this, because it was very well orchestrated, and it was all timed a certain way. And so what did you get from municipal housing for doing all this pornography stuff about me and my wife? I mean, they literally hacked into her work computer. Her Yonkers Public School account was hacked into. The only person in the entire district, the same day that this was coming out on Brian Harrod and with the Yonkers Voice. And so you see why I'm upset? Because they try and stall my business. They cost me a lot of money. And now they're continuing to try and hurt my business with this nonsense. This is how these individuals operate. It's very shady and corrupt. I mean, look at this guy, Akeem. I mean, the guy can drive drunk, drive down the wrong way, hurt people. I don't care if he got hurt. That was his decision. But that wasn't the other person's decision. And still get raises, get moved into other positions within the city that pay more taxpayer money. And then now they can find him a spot making $140,000, even though he's not even qualified for the position. So you see how it all works. And I'm going to be exposing it even more little by little. We're going to court, baby, unless Z decides to say, you know what, I'm going to drop it. But even then, let's see what happens. Because I'm owed money. I'm owed time. I'm owed a lot. So if you guys want to play this game, we're going to play it. Let's go. I'm Freddy Vasquez, and I've been playing this game from day one. I've been setting it all up, folks. So I got you, Ruros. I got you. I got you. Did the elected officials ask you? Did the elected officials, did you guys ask Ruros if he said that to me? For real? Ask him. Ask him. See what he's going to say. Ask him. He said it, and I got it. Ask him. Just so you can know at least, right? You want to make sure, like, yo, did you say that to him? So we know how to, what we got to do. Ask him. Ask him. That's right. They're clowns. Absolutely. Shout out to you, Jose. Ask him, Ruros. I got you. Hook, line, and sinker. I got a lot of other things, too. The safety of our families and our children should be the top priority. Nothing should be more important than curing homelessness. And we need to do better as a whole. Our youth are watching. They are falling short, because of us. Absolutely 1,000%. Well, not because of me. I'm trying. And so we need to definitely make sure that we hold our elected officials accountable, because ultimately it's not my job. My job is to take care of my 2 kids, right? But I'm not going to hold that attitude, right? Because it takes a village. It truly does. And so we have to do more. We have to give back. That is part of life, giving back, community service. It's part of what we have to do as humans. I urge everyone to pay better attention to the state of our youth, the state of Yonkers, and to start being kind. That's true. Lead with love. It starts with change. Anyone can be better if they try. We all get better every single day. We must lift each other up. We must lift Yonkers up, clean up corruption. We must all speak out and then heal together as community. God wants us all to come together to be better, to build better for our future, our children, our true legacy, 1,000%. And that's why I say it starts with the kids. We must focus on education, the quality of the education for our children. That is a plus. A must. That is a must. That is a must. We must also clean house. We have a lot of cleaning up to do, folks. And they're going to fight hard. They're going to fight very hard. You see what they did? They dropping this 4th term thing on us, like last minute. They're not going to give us any real time to do anything, right? On Tuesday, they're going to have a public hearing. When they're going to announce it? On Monday or Tuesday morning? This is unbelievable, the way they operate. And that's not okay. That's not okay. And this is what the city of Yonkers is saying. So pay attention, council members. Pay attention. This is what the city of Yonkers is saying. Should the Yonkers City Council vote to extend term limits again? 20% say yes, 80% are saying no. Listen to the people, city of Yonkers council members. Listen to the people, because that is who you work for. That is who you represent. You are paid with our tax dollars. Those cars you drive, we pay for them. That gas, the insurance, we pay for it. And so people do not want this to see these terms eliminated or extended. I've yet to see people who are not benefiting in some way say that they want terms extended. It's not even about the Spanos. It's not. It's about democracy. We cannot continue to move the goalpost. That is not how it works. And so if our residents, of voters of the city of Yonkers, are clearly saying that they do not want terms extended, then the city of council needs to listen. They need to give the people an opportunity more than just a quick public hearing, because that is shady. That is very shady. I don't understand how he can sue you. You aren't lying about what you are saying. It's all facts. I know. Well, listen, like one thing I learned is that, you know, you don't, that's even you sue somebody, even though you know you're probably not going to win, right? The goal is to say, you know, try to get me to back off, right? Because I'm going to have to answer, right? I can't just let it go in default like Ron Matton. Ron, man, answer the Mike Cater lawsuit. I can't let it go in default. Right. You know, and so otherwise they can go and move forward with a default judgment on me. So I'm going to have to answer it. That costs money, right? My attorney doesn't work for free. So that's going to cost money. That's OK, because I already got him in court suing other people for this other business stuff. So he's already there. So we're going to answer. But at the same time, we're also going to prepare a countersuit. Right. And then as well, we're going to file new lawsuits against other individuals. So it's going to cost me money. But he's hoping that I'm not willing to go do that, right? I'm willing to, oh my God, I'm being scared for $1 million. I'm being sued, oh my God. It's BS. Z, you know this, man. And you know this, man. Where's that from? Right? So he's trying to scare me. So I'm going to counter. He's going to have to answer the counter, right? So I don't know if someone did this for him as a favor. And, you know, if they did, now he's going to have to maybe spend money unless they're going to do everything for a favor. And I've even actually had other attorneys offer to do this as a favor for me too, actually. Right? I have a relationship with my attorney for many years. So, you know, I definitely want him involved. So, you know, it's not about the, you know, obviously I don't want to be in court forever. That's going to cost money, but I don't think that that's where it's going to go. I would imagine that this is going to be, you know, over with quickly. The first thing my attorney would do is obviously after, you know, responding, you know, preparing to, you know, file a counter, and filing the counter would be to reach out to the attorney, the other party's attorney, and see what he can discuss with them and see how we can, you know, get this silliness, you know, to be resolved. Right. And of course, he's going to ask me through his attorney to stop. You know, we need him to stop talking about Zahi Jarris and his wife and his businesses. That's what his attorney's going to ask. My attorney's going to tell me that. I'm going to say no. I'm going to tell him to take me to court. Let's go sue. Right? At the end of the day, Zahi, you are corrupt. You've been convicted of it. You went to jail. You spent 4 years in jail for political corruption, extortion, blackmail. You got a majority leader of the Yonkers City Council sent to jail for 2 years. You destroyed the Republican Party, and then you moved over after getting out of jail to the Democratic Party. And your cousins are kicking themselves in the ass right now. They wish they never got you back involved. They are kicking themselves in the ass. They would rather team up with the Spanos to get rid of you, Z. You know that? They would love to do that. They would love to do that. They love to go and team up with the Spanos to get rid of Zahi Jarris. That's how bad they want him out, right? People, he's corrupt. I don't understand how he's even allowed. He's suing me because he's saying that I'm hurting his campaign consulting business. Well, what the hell is he doing in you know, government and in politics? Why is he in politics? He should be done with it. He's been corrupt. Right? He was once the chairman of the Republican Party, and the mayor of Yonkers, Phil Amacone, once these allegations or these charges were brought up and he was arrested, asked him to step down from the Republican Party. They don't want no corrupt individual there. And then I put a video of a gentleman by the name of Michael Edelman, who's a Republican. He was a Republican analyst, right? Political analyst, who said, if this is true, which it was found out to be true because he was convicted, then no elected officials should ever be around this guy. This is what Mike Edelman is saying. So why are individuals like a judge who was appointed, Ada Medina, hiring him? He found her. She didn't hire him. He brought her. He didn't even hire her because he ain't paying her. He picked her. She was working at Legal Aid. And they didn't even want her first. They wanted Tom Daly. Shout out to you. Shout out to the Daly family. You guys are good, though. They take care of you anyway, right, guys? I know you were upset about that, right? But what happened is that another white guy, a white Italian guy, who I like very much, he's a cool guy, wanted to run against Tom Daly. Now, Tom Daly being an older white guy, of course, the younger white guy was going to be more appealing. So he had an edge, he had advantage, right? And so Zahi Jarris, because and the powers that be that control this city court seat, that where they route people from, attorney to put them in there to be city court judge. From there, they send them up to the Supreme Court, and then they bring on the next person right in behind them. Right? This guy wasn't a part of their plan. They're like, where this guy come from? You can't run. It's not your turn. That's what they told him. And this is how politics works in Yonkers. You have to wait your turn, right? You got to play nice. You got to kiss a lot of booty, right? That's true. And so he didn't want to wait in line. I'm telling you, I'm teaching you guys, if you don't know how it works here in Yonkers, if you want to be a politician, right? You got to wait in line. And so he said, nah, I'm going to go do this. F that. He was fired up. So someone, like they do, like a lot of people do, told him to call me. That's the guy to reach if you want to, go to war. So he calls me and he's very fired up. And I'm like, yes, he's motivating me. I'm fired up. And I'm like, yeah, let's go, baby. And so they start attacking his brother who works at DPW. And that's what they do. They find the weak, vulnerable, your Achilles heel. And that's what they did with my wife, why they, hacked into her work computer. They did this to other school employees before. Right? The pornography thing, it wouldn't be the first time they try to, or they got a school employee in trouble with that before. And that school employee actually sued and won after they fired him. It's not the first time. This is what they do. Right? So anyway, this is how it is in the city of Yonkers. And I'm just trying to tell you, right? If you try to run, or anything, or if you speak out, they will attack your family members if they can't get to you. Just like this man, they attacked his brother at DPW. And why? How did they do that? How were they able to do that? I'm going to connect the dot for you, right? Tom Meyer, he is the commissioner of Department of Public Works here in the city of Yonkers, DPW. He's the commissioner. He's the top dog. Boss of all bosses at DPW, right? Now, he's also the chairman of the Yonkers Democratic Party. They endorse and they pick the candidates who they want to run. That guy wasn't being chosen by them. And so, hey, we don't want you. Oh, you want to mess with us? Well, listen, I'm going to call one of my, subordinates over on the Nepperhan garage, and I'm going to have him go mess with his brother. They threatened to fire the guy and everything, so he had to back up. They even had a meeting about this guy, and they started talking about his mom. And I bring that up because I think that's funny, because he was so mad about that. He called me up like, yo, could you believe they were talking about my mother? This Tom Meyer was having a meeting and he was talking about my mother. This mother. I was fired up. He was fired up. And then I didn't hear from him. And then I saw that he was now supporting Ada Medina. So they went and got a minority woman, because they said, okay, well, if this guy's not going to back down, we're going to need someone that could beat him. It can't be an older white guy. So what did they get? They got a minority woman. It's a strategy. It's a strategy that was also used for the city council race, right? They went and got a minority woman, Lakeisha Collins Bellamy. They plucked her out of Macy. Well, she's still there. She's getting, some people say she's double dipping, 2 scoops of ice cream. You know what I mean? It's all public knowledge. I remember when all this happened. Exactly. You know, but I did say certain things that may not be public knowledge. Like I did say that his wife, you know, she's a supervisor getting paid $130,000, but didn't pass the supervisor test. Well, let's see if she proved it. I mean, if she passed it, right? I got information from inside. She was there when they told me to go, and I went. And why did she run off? If you're not guilty of anything, why are you running? If somebody's accusing me of something, right, and they come to my job or whatever, but I'm not gonna be crazy, but I'm gonna say, okay, well, I'm not gonna run. I'm gonna say, yeah, no. Listen, go check it out. I passed the test. I got 100, like Anthony DiMaggio. So I earned this. But here's the thing: even if she did pass the test, right? How many people also passed the test before her that they skipped over to give her this position? I mean, she was first at the mayor's office. I hear she was getting coffee. You know, somebody said she was a lackey or something like that. And then she went to work for Mike Cater at the city council president's office when he won. Then she, you know, tried to throw him under the bus when she wrote a letter or an email. She was part of an email, one of the staff, but they were part of it, saying that there was a hostile work environment and Mike Cater didn't treat women well, right? And that's but think about this. Connect the dots. Connect the dots. Who was the last person to be accused of mistreating women? Sam Borelli. Remember in that meeting live? Who accused him of being of mistreating women? Tasha Diaz. Live in the meeting. I mean, listen, if it was true, whatever, because, you know, I think I heard some stuff like that. But the point is that you don't do it there, right? That's not the time and place. That's not the, you know, the arena to take. But she accused him. And who's behind Tasha Diaz? Zahi Jerris. He told me himself, came out of his mouth. And so you see how they use this thing, you know, the similar tactics that they use on people, right? So they said that about Mike Cater. And what's interesting about that situation that also pertains to my situation with the child pornography is the ability for the city council president or the people around her to see the future. I mean, she should be doing something else if she has that ability, making a lot more money, right? And what I mean is that when it happened with the Mike Cater thing, and those two women colluded to try to, you know, create a narrative that he created a hostile work environment and he was a certain way towards women. There was a letter that was emailed, or an email, I should say, maybe it was an email that was sent to Mike Cater stating that, you know, that they felt a certain type of way working for him, this, that, and third. But nobody knew about this, right? This was just sent to Mike Cater. But Lakeisha Collins Bellamy went and filed or submitted a FOIA request for that email. But how did you know? How did you know? How did you know? Right? Unless you were in on it. Lakeisha Collins Bellamy thanked Frankie Jerris. Frankie Jerris is the son of Zahi Jerris. Together, they are Precision Strategies, a campaign consulting company who were behind Lakeisha Collins Bellamy's campaign. She thanked them. She said if it wasn't for them and Wilson Kimball, she thanked them. I got the video. I'm going to be loading that video up. And she basically said that she's going to be looking to Wilson Kimball and these individuals for guidance as city council president. But we can't have that. Why would you ask somebody or two individuals for guidance, both with a record, a history of corruption, political corruption? Wilson Kimball over at the Battery Park Authority and Zahi Jerris, you obviously know. Interesting, right? But that's not the only time that she was able to see the future. Well, maybe not her direct, maybe her, actually, because her aide, or I always call her her aide. Let me be correct. Her chief of staff, by the name of Maria, I forget the last name, thought it'd be a good idea to bring me up and start saying to people that were there that I was going to be arrested for child pornography. Where you getting that from, Maria? She's saying that her boss is looking into me and investigating it. Who's her boss? Lakeisha Collins Bellamy, the city council president, who also works at Macy. It's that Macy thing again. So how did Lakeisha Collins Bellamy know anything about child pornography, right? Why was she already investigating it? Why is she even investigating anything? Why is the chief of staff, Maria, talking about me? Period. And why is she saying that to prominent individuals in Westchester? Prominent women. So you see, that's all strange to me. And then Brian Harris starts putting that post up about me and child pornography and my wife and saying that she might have been the one that sent it to me, and then her computer is hacked. Her email account is hacked. The only one. And then I get a call from City Hall. I'm not going to say no names. I get a call from City Hall, and this individual tells me that it wasn't just my wife that got hacked, but it was the entire city. But that's not true. And I'll tell you why. Because the IT guy already told her that it was only her computer, her account. And which is why he asked a very specific question. He said, "Did you give your password out to anyone?" And she goes, "Why? Why would I do that?" And he said, "Because it was only your account that was hacked." So why would someone from City Hall call me to tell me that it was all of City Hall? What are they trying to do? They're trying to cover up when they know it was only my wife? Interesting. So you see, folks, these people are dangerous, and you have to be on your toes. And I have been from day one. I have nothing to hide. I'm not committing any crimes. I'm not politically corrupt. You guys are. You have stuff to hide. You guys are the ones that need to be concerned. And why would Zahi Jarrett bring me to a court is beyond me. But let's do it. Because I'm very specific about what I want my attorney to subpoena. And that was the whole reason why I was waiting for the lawsuit. So, folks, it's time we have change. Because these individuals are corrupt. These individuals are, evil. I got to use that word. Because they don't care about your family. They don't care about you. They don't care about your job. They don't care about your bills. They don't care about none of that. They don't care about your kids, nothing. Your wife. They don't care about that. And so it's funny because the child pornography thing came about because a woman who lost her voucher with Macy came to me for help. But you know what I find so interesting? That she came on my podcast to talk about her voucher being taken during the pandemic. And that very night, as I'm doing my podcast, the city council president is calling me and messaging me and texting me saying, how can I help her? The attorney, Brandon McGrath from Macy's, sends her an email with dates. Pick a date so we can have a hearing. What? It was that easy? My podcast got that much strength, has that much clout, influence, that they would literally be calling before we even get off, and she'd get a hearing when she's been trying to get a hearing forever, and they were denying her. Okay, cool. I'm like, damn, I'm the man. All right, see, you see what I could do? Boom. But was it all a setup? So she goes and has the hearing. She asks me to come. I go. I'm concerned maybe, I got rid of that car that I took anyway, so. I'd be thinking they put in a bug like that, right? And so I go there. She was told that she can have someone come with her to the to the hearing. But when I got there, I was told that it's not open to the public. I had 2 security guys approach me, like, what am I doing there? I said, I can't wait in the lobby here. What is the problem? They said, okay, but it was just weird, right? And so I couldn't wait that long. I left. I don't hear from her until she sends me this video. And then I never hear back from her again. Not even to say, hey, my bad. I didn't know that, this was going to happen. I'm sorry that that's happening to you and your wife. Nothing. It's not until I start to say, damn, I think I was set up, and I start talking about it, and I mention who the person that sent it to me was, and I didn't say no names. I just said, that I hear from her, and she's upset. She's upset because she said, oh, you're giving up your sources. You set me up is what I feel like. I mean, if you're going to be a source that's going to try to set me up, damn right I'm going to out you. Damn right. And so you see what I'm saying, folks? And so now we go back to Akeem. Let's take it back to Akeem. Freddie, you're so crazy, Freddie. You're all over the place, Freddie. No, I'm not. Akeem's dad is the deputy of IT. Well, it's the IT department that can hack into the computers, the accounts. I mean, who else is going to want to hack into my wife's YPS account? Who, other than the people trying to set me up? I'm not saying his dad, who is the deputy, commissioner of the IT department, had anything to do with it, but that's interesting. I mean, maybe he does do illegal things for people, and that is why his family is all hooked up like that, because they know things that they don't want nobody else to know. Because that's the only reason I could, think that they would get so much special privileges and that they would cover up for him like that and give his entire family jobs like that. I don't understand why else. Why else? Unless he knows things. Unless he knows things. Now let's take it back to Macy. Brian Harrod, he's the one, mostly, Ruros too. Ruros shares his stuff. That's blasting this, was blasting this child pornography because they stopped it, right? And blasting my wife with it. Well, he lives in a municipal housing property. You don't think that they could have reached out to him? Hey, we'll hook you up somehow. Maybe do it something that way you can keep some money in your pocket. If you do this to Freddie Vasquez, because we're setting all this up, I'm sure they wouldn't tell him that because everything has to be compartmentalized. You only tell people what you want them to know. And so he did his part. That woman did her part to get her voucher because I haven't heard from her again. She disappeared. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? So Freddie Vasquez is not a stupid man. I just hope that you got that from what I said and everything I was telling you. All the dots I'm connecting. Okay, again, I don't know if you think I'm Tasha. I don't know if you think I'm Shanae. It's not me. I'm a different animal. I'm Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Yeah, folks, it's time. We got to create change. If there is a rally next week, you have to come out. I mean, for the folks that have been applying for jobs and have not gotten it, you have to come out. For the people that are tired of their children having issues with the IEPs being violated by the services not being provided according to the IPE, you need to come out. If you're just frustrated overall with the conditions of the school, you need to come out. If you're frustrated with the traffic and the conditions of the roads, and you know that it's only going to be more congested as these buildings continue to go up, you need to come out. Otherwise, you have to shut up. We cannot create change complaining. We create change through action. I'm Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics, folks. Thank you for joining me again. Happy Saturday. Have a great rest of the weekend. I may not be on tomorrow. So I got some things to do. I want to come out tonight. But listen, have a great weekend. Freddie's going to win all his lawsuits. Listen, there's something fishy. There is something fishy. Freddie, thank you for coming forth, shedding light, and starting the healing process. Right is right, wrong is wrong. Even when the hardest thing and the right thing are the same thing, you must always do what's right and uphold the values and morals you were sworn to uphold. Listen, I'm not perfect, and I know they try to hit me with that, right? That's that psychological, reverse psychology thing. Oh, you think you're perfect. Why? Because I call out corruption, so I think I'm perfect? No, I'm not perfect, but I'm not hurting other people. I'm not creating a situation where other people are being forced out of their apartments. on the street, not knowing where they're going to go now. I'm not creating a situation where single moms are having their rents increased by as much as $500 a month. I'm not the one that killed the affordable housing ordinance, knowing damn well that there is a housing crisis here in the city of Yonkers and there is a huge need, and they killed it. That would have made all the difference. And here's just one example. The building that's going up on Buena Vista, luxury development with 900 units, had they passed that ordinance that they played us with, had they passed it, they would have had to put 180 units of affordable apartments in that building. But now, because they represent the developers and did not pass it, they failed us. They are only going to put 45. I'm Freddie Vasquez. It is most definitely time to drain the swamp, but I am not Donald Trump. That is a fact. I am Freddie Vasquez. That was Basement Park. November 12, 2022, folks. The year is just about over. I see some folks putting up their Christmas trees and lights in there and everything already. Can we get through Thanksgiving? Man. By the way, folks, I am doing a free Thanksgiving dinner for those in need at my educational center. I will also be doing free Christmas pictures for your children. It is first come, first serve. I'm not going to do all the Yonkers for free, but now if the elected officials want to come and support, we could definitely do a lot more, people, right? But I'm doing all of this out of my own pocket. These people have not offered a penny. I ain't going to lie. Let me be honest. One individual did from City Hall. Are you going to follow through? You've been a little flip-floppy on that follow through thing. But, you know, listen, Monday. So I will be doing pictures. Give my office a call, 518-853-7488 if you're interested. That is 518-853-7488. And I'm actually going to do the pictures if I tell you and you get on the list, because again, it's limited. But if you are an individual that is put on the list and we are not, you know, we're done, you will get your pictures. We're not going to tell you something that's not going to happen. I am Freddie Vasquez. Viva Puerto Rico, baby. Shout out to everyone here in the city of Yonkers. I love you guys. Listen, change comes when we move, right? Let's move. Let's make it happen, right? These people's playing us. They're playing us. Doesn't matter if they look like you, if they black, if they, you know, Italian, Irish, they Puerto Rican, they playing us, man. They playing us. So nice of you to do, Freddie. Thank you. You know, listen, I'm trying to be nice, and I really want to show that, like the women, you know, I threw my orchid out. I was a little hurt by that, ladies. You know, I do have feelings. I have feelings, you know, and sometimes my feelings are hurt, especially when I'm being sincere, right? If I'm being sincere and I'm trying to do something nice, and then you guys throw my plant out, man, because you thought I was bugging it. Come on, what am I, James Bond? What is this, Inspector Gadget? You know what I'm saying? What are you guys thinking this is? Is this a movie or something? We're not in a movie here, folks. I'm not, what is that, Jason Bourne? It's not me. I was just trying to be nice. But yeah, I want to do that for the people of Yonkers because, you know, I'm here for the folks. I want to show you guys. This is for the people, man. I'm here for you guys. It's all about giving. Remember me, folks? I mean, listen, last year, and I don't know if many people remember this, but last year I drove around Yonkers with Santa Claus. I was giving gifts out that I bought with my own money. I had a few donated. I maybe had like 5-6 donated gifts, but that was it. The rest I bought with my own money. I filled up the trunk in the front. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna say, I don't want to be pretentious, you know. And I drove around with Santa Claus, and the kids loved it, you know. And we stopped up there on Park Hill, and a lady stopped the school bus. And I don't know if I was supposed to do this, but she invited me on, and I started giving the kids on the school bus gifts. You know, I had watches, I had all kinds of stuff, right? Car toys, all kinds of stuff, right? Boy and girl watches. Had my staff wrap them, put boy, girl, and the age, and I just went out there with Santa Claus. I had a guy that does work for me. I dressed up as Santa Claus, man. Shout out to you. Appreciate what you did. And they loved it. I mean, the Santa Claus was bigger than the car. They started calling, oh, no, Santa Claus, right? So that's what I like to do, man. That made me happy, like to go around, see kids happy, and people thanking me for that. They didn't have to. I didn't do it for no thank you. I did it because I just want to do nice things. That's why I got you ladies that orchid. I just want to do nice things. I just want to do things in the community. I said I want to give back. That's all I've ever wanted to do. And you guys, tapped into my other side, right? I have two sides. I'm that nice guy, or I could be that guy. You know what I'm saying? It's just how I've been all my life, right? And I want to be that nice guy, and that's what I told you guys. So when you guys denied me from going into the school to talk to the kids, that broke my heart. That broke my heart. It did. I was very upset about that. I wanted to go in, but we're still going to be doing stuff with the kids, the high school students. I'm going to still do stuff through my program, right? I won't say anything else because these people is like trying to stop me at every turn and take my ideas at the same damn time. But it hurt me when you guys stopped me from going in to talk to the kids. I was looking forward to that. I didn't ask. A teacher asked me. It's not the first time I've been asked to come talk to students. And I love doing that. I don't ask for nothing. And I come prepared and I come on point. I'm excited. And so when I was denied, I was hurt. That did hurt me. But it is what it is. We're going to create change. So don't worry about it, folks. Do you need donations? Denise, you know what? I'm going to be working on that this week. And so you're the second person or so that's asked me. I'm going to definitely let you know. I'm going to gather stuff and then see what it is exactly, get all the logistics worked out. And then I'll reach out to you. Thank you for offering. That's why I do it. Also, because I feel like if, it's like a domino effect. You know what I'm saying? It's like a domino effect. I give, you give, that person gives, you know what I mean? And it just keeps snowballing from there. And that's how we create change and we better our community. We have to love each other. We live too damn close to each other not to get along, folks. You know what I'm saying? We do. Do you need donations for Thanksgiving? I'm going to let you guys know. Thank you. I'm going to be putting out a flyer. I appreciate it. Definitely reach out. I will. Love. Thank you so much, Denise. I appreciate the offer. Thank you so much. Yonkers, I love you. I love seeing things like that. That just goes to show that we have a lot of great people in Yonkers, right? No matter what people say, because they like to down Yonkers. Oh, that hellhole. I've heard this on social media. Screw you guys. We love Yonkers. We're from Yonkers, and we're going to make change. I'm Freddie Vasquez. Have a beautiful and blessed night. I will see you when I see you. Peace.
You're watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddie Vasquez.
You're watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddie Vasquez.
Thank you for watching Basement Politics with my husband, Freddie Vasquez.
I was raised in housing. I don't think you were. I want. Let's get it popping.
In
another one, Mr. Rumo lied to me. And I don't vote for a person that lied to me. Thank you very much.
I want to end this quick because I'm greedy and I want some of the butter chicken. So thank you. I want to end this quick because I'm greedy and I want some of the butter chicken. So thank you. I want to end this quick because I'm greedy and I want some of the butter chicken. So thank you.
Freddie wins. Fatality.
This is what the people want, folks. Again, remember, they're trying to change the term limits on Tuesday. So if you're not for this, you must come out. And don't forget, continue to send me the information. Reach me at politicwithfred@gmail.com. politicwithfred@gmail.com. I'm also looking for somebody to join me, someone who speaks fluent in Spanish. If you want to join me in the podcast, if you're interested, I'm also looking to create something else. I have another idea. So if you want to do podcasting, reach me at politicwithfred@gmail.com. I'm looking for someone who speaks fluent in Spanish. Fluent, you got to speak well. I know I try, but I want to get my message across effectively. So let me know if that's you. Reach me at politicwithfred@gmail.com. Looking for another podcaster to join me. Also working on some other ideas. Must speak fluent in Spanish. Fluently. I'm Freddie Vasquez, folks. Again, this is what the people want. City Council, I hope you hear them loud and clear.
Freddie wins. Fatality.